So what is your team like now? You started, most of your career you mentioned, it was just you.
Yeah, for ages, like
You get
just
your first
me.
editor, it changes everything.
Get my first editor, and then what's the journey look like? I think I got another editor, Dan, to help me with the More Allier channel. So it was like an editor for each channel. And then I think I got Martin, who basically helped me channel manage the reaction channel. There's a lot of work that goes into like compiling clips, thumbnail ideas, and then I just started building out from there. So I think I've got a team of like 15 people now, which is across Fortnite, short form Fortnite content, reaction content, social output, channel managing, editing, and I could probably do with like a few more people. But the thing is, the more you scale, the more you have to manage. And I don't really enjoy managing people because it can take up so much time, and then it takes away. If you're not careful, if you pull in two people too quickly and they're not doing what you want to do properly, then they end up taking up more of your time and being less helpful than if you just did it yourself. So what's the point then, right? So like I have scaled sort of gradually over those 15 years, and almost no one's left me, which is great. Like the people I picked up, like Aaron, like 10 years ago, still with me to this day. So I like building out like a small team that's really invested, that we all know each other, and we like grow together as well, which is really good.
That's amazing. Yeah. And are you like overseeing everything, or are they kind of like,
yeah,
can you like look away, or do you have to be on, are you still on top of everything?
I think it's more I put myself on top of everything when I don't need to. Like when I'm at my PC every day, like sometimes I micromanage a bit too much. But when I come here, like I don't check any messages and everything goes out fine. Like it's great. So sometimes I need to learn to take a step back and just let them do their job. But I'm always like, you know, as a team, we worked out the things that it is important for me to have a look at. Like the thumbnails I'm really particular on. So I'll always come in at the final round of thumbnail reviews and like tweak things a little bit. Short form content, I try and get eyes on right at the end of the edit because I'm quite specific on that as well. But there's a lot of things that the team can do without me doing it, giving any input. That I just need to step back and let them do. A lot of the beginning days I was working every single day, every hour I was awake. And I started to take Sundays off, and I started to take half of Saturday off, and I took full weekends off. And then I had a kid and I had to take like evenings off. So it's all been progressions in my personal life, have then pushed back the hours in my work life, but I've tried to never drop my output. So it's like the same output over most of the years, just crunched into like a third of the hours.
So what is your output like now?
We do 3 videos a week on More Allier, which are reaction videos. 3 videos a week on Allier 2, which is the Fortnite reaction channel I launched last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 2 to 3 long form videos a week on the Allier channel, and then 5 short forms a week on the Allier channel. So you're looking at like 12 pieces of content a week maybe
On YouTube.
So it's very doable, and like I time block my day in like half an hour slots. So I wake up and I know exactly what I'm doing every half an hour until I'm leaving my PC. And if I don't stick to that, I do fall behind, but generally it's so well managed that I know this video will take an hour to do, this video will take 2 hours to do. I've got calls with my team here. I've got like thumbnail reviews and idea reviews here. So it's just it's kind of sad, but it's almost like making the YouTube life more of a 9 till 5, because actually the more structured you are of your time, the better content you can get out and the better work-life balance I can have. And I think if I didn't take evenings off and didn't take weekends off, I'd be so burnt out. Whereas I come back every Monday, like excited to make videos again. Like every week I love it. Like I'm addicted to what I do.
No, it's a great balance. One of the cons I always have felt from the YouTube life is that it never turns off. But if you're able to set yourself up and turn it off, that's definitely the best balance.
Yeah, I remember vividly, like sat in a restaurant with my brother and Claire, my girlfriend at the time, and I was just in a constant state of like anxiety, and like I'd have like heart palpitations, but like it was normal, but it shouldn't have been normal. And it was just like all I was thinking about was like, what videos am I doing? When am I going to make this video? Like, what's the thumbnail going to be? What's the ideas going to be? And all that pressure was on my shoulders when I was doing it all myself. And like, looking back, I'm like, God, that was so unhealthy. Whereas now I can like shut my mind off. As you said, it's so important to shut your mind off from work outside of those work hours, almost just to like de-stress, decompress, and then come back in with a more active, focused mindset the next day.
I think building a team and doing that, like I look back, like I don't have regrets. I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
If I went back when I just stopped, there's definitely was another route of like slowing down.
Yeah.
Because I was always, if you don't do it every day, it's basically, you might as well quit.
Yeah, that's that daily grind.
That's how
It
it
has
was.
to be that. Yeah.
One thing we didn't mention is like brand deals. For myself, I was literally maybe like 15, 16, responding to emails, trying to figure out how to negotiate.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have an agent. How early? I know you're represented by an agent. How early on did he come on board? What is that?
Really early. Like I think we were doing sponsored deals and like promotional pieces way before a lot of people were. So I think I was the first gaming athlete in the world to be sponsored by Monster Energy. So this was like, again, like 10 years ago.
Wow.
And my manager, Liam, managed to like connect the world of Monster with me. So I was sponsored by them for a few years. And over the years, I've worked with Porsche, Lego, Fortnite, Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, Disney, all of these giant brands. So yeah, consistently working with the same team. They've always managed it for me for like 10 years.
Nice.
And to this day, like as soon as I had a kid a few years ago, I'm like, I'm going to start doing a lot less sponsored work because it's stressful when you're having to put in additional time and additional work to do something sponsored that isn't your own content. But I found a nice balance now where actually I'm starting to ramp up the sponsored work a little bit again because I do have the capacity for it. But yeah, I was never doing any of that myself, thankfully, because I would have been lost. I wouldn't have known what I was doing.
That's also the problem. You need help because if you don't, it just takes away from everything. You can't. Some days you could feel like you could do everything, but long term it doesn't work. I remember Liam early on. We spoke to him in like 2014. We were like thinking about, that was in the New York house.
Really?
Thinking about talking to him, but we never did. I mean, I still to this day never really had representation. I mean, FaZe had like a sales team and stuff at certain times. It's really interesting though. It's cool. All of the experience you get from all of it. I think like it's so clear now for you. Obviously, you have this set up. You have certain people to help, but it's a
lot of building.
You have to struggle to figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't always fall into place easily. Like even creators with millions of followers at the Fortnite tournament I'm at this week who are doing most of it themselves, and it feels like such a big jump to go from that to having a big team around you. But I've built it up really slowly over 10 years. Like even another Fortnite creator, McCreamy, who has 10 million subscribers, just quit recently. It's just like, I need to stop because he was doing everything himself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you just gotta, like, he's gotten to a point where he's tried to do it too long for himself.
Yeah.
And I think people get scared of slowing down their output just to be able to build people into their team and actually improve the structure around them. But it's worth doing because it will give you longevity.
Yeah.
Like when I started like 10, 12, 15 years ago, people were like, oh, what will you do in 5 years? YouTube won't be around. And I'm like, well, I'm going to act as if it will be around because I don't see why it wouldn't. And I'm just going to try and make this something that can last for as long as possible. And even now, like, I hope I can continue to do it for as long as I possibly can because it's such a great space to be in and I love doing it.
Well, that you still have that passion. You told me off camera, I think it was off camera, but that most of your audience has been and still is from the US, which is nice. In terms of sponsorships, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Because what a lot of people don't know is a lot of the creators, for example, like I know some guys in the Middle East that have the craziest fan bases.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions of views, but there's no sponsor money out there.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know about the UK. I'm sure it's a little better.
It's I think US is the best.
Yeah.
And because I'm in the UK, often like American brands or American agencies will just work within the US. Now it's a little bit better. They don't really care who they're working with as long as it's reaching the right audience. But my audience is just predominantly sort of like follow the trend of like wherever the largest speaking English places are, that's just where my audience is. Versus I'm from the UK, so my audience is from the UK. Don't really think it works like that for YouTube content. Yeah, I think I uploaded my videos back in the day at like 1 a.m. UK time. It didn't really matter because so many people in the US would be up to watch the videos anyway. So I've always had like an audience that's just wherever English speaking people are, generally my audience will watch. But I've had friends and fellow creators. Willy Rex is like a big Spanish creator back in the day. He's been in Spain, but like the CPMs he gets on his video back in the day were like less than 1. It was so small. He'd be getting loads more views than me, and like so much less money than me. Sponsorship deals, terrible. Like there just wasn't much money in it. So the generally the speaking language that you're creating content around has a big impact on how much money you're making and the possibilities within that space as well.
For anyone that wants to be a creator that's like thinking about what content to make, I think that's something very important to think about. For the way that YouTube pays, but also sponsors. There's like no money in some countries. As much of the viewership is. I think Brazil's another one. Crazy fan bases, but just nothing. Like no, they get no money. It's literally, if you look at I don't know if you've ever seen, like I said, I have some friends in the Middle East. They show me their numbers. I just can't believe it.
Crazy.
I'm like the guys in America that get these views are making like millions a month.
It's so different. Yeah, it's so different.
So outside of that, you mentioned early on your parents set you up with like a money manager.
Yeah.
Have you made other investments outside of? What kind of investments have you done?
I mean,